Music is the healer and the doctor. That's something I say a lot in my videos. In fact, I think I say it in every single one of them. And I think the last time I did a update video, I asked people if you really loved music, really loved it. And I wasn't going to do another kind of monthly update, but I think that I like doing them, and it's nice to emphasize really what this music community is all about. And that's what it is. It is overall a music community under Now Spinning magazine. Some of you might see it purely as a YouTube channel that you visit every so often, or a website, or perhaps you're part of one of the social media channels that Now Spinning magazine is also on. But it is really a community. And the ethos and the way it was put together was I just wanted to find other people like me at the age that I am who still bought records and CDs. You know, that when I went into town and went browsing in a record shop and looked around and couldn't really see anyone else doing it and came home with a record, I didn't really have anyone to kind of share that story with. Guess what I bought this week? Or guess what I've discovered? I used to do that all the time when I was younger. But a lot of my friends moved away, stopped buying music. And I kind of thought, I really miss that. Music is such a huge part of my life, collecting music, enjoying it. That I just wanted to talk to other people who may have still felt the same. Of course, that was nearly 3 years ago now. And I know that there are thousands of people around the world who feel the same as me. And now, of course, when I go into those record shops, I'm not the only one buying it. And in fact, the great news is there's lots of really younger people buying records and CDs again. It's a small niche. I know that. Most people stream. I stream to discover and hear things if I want to check things out. But I do buy the record to support the artist, but to feel closer to it. It's not just about supporting the artist. Music is unique, isn't it? It's very special collecting it. I know some people, you collect books, DVDs, art, etc. But I think music's very different. With a book, you might read it a second time, but it's on the shelf. But unless it's a book that's a reference book, you're unlikely to go back and read it over and over and over again. And you've got to be there using your eyes to read that. With music, you are going to go back and listen to that album over and over again to get to know every song, every lyric, every drum beat, every guitar lick, more than perhaps you ever thought you could. And of course, you can have your eyes open or closed. You can be sitting quietly listening and absorbing the music absolutely immensely. Or you could be moving around the house, pottering about, doing something else, and it becomes a soundtrack to your activity. With artwork, you look at it while it is on the wall, but you have to go back to see it. You might close your eyes and visualize seeing it, but you really want to see the painting. But with music, you can be anywhere. You can take it with you. I mean, I've said before that before you could record things, I used to listen to these things over and over again to kind of get that real feeling in my head so I could play it back when I was walking down the street or through the park or whatever. And now, of course, I've got devices that allow me to do that. But music also is multidimensional. You could say books are like this. You'll look at the cover, look at the pictures. But there's something about music that brings in the whole of the senses. You know, there's the theatrical drama and cinematic feel of listening to certain pieces of music and songs. But there's also the physical aspect of the vinyl record, the CD box set, the CD itself, having it with you. And I know there's lots of people who say, oh, you know, in these record collector magazines, say, how often do you play your collection? Everyone says, oh, every day or whatever. Sometimes, you know, and I know I'm not the only one like this, I just like to be amongst my music collection. Why is that? Is that a bit kind of OCD or a bit strange? I don't think so, because unlike other art forms, music records your life. It is a personally curated art collection, completely unique to you. It tells your story. So an album, you might be playing when you're going through a hard time or a really happy time or a really life-defining moment. That album will record that. So when you play it back, it will recall that. It might recall back painful incidences, but it might help you work through those. I know there's music that I listened to when my dad died that it took me a long time to listen to again, but now it helps me. It helps heal me. And equally, there's music that brings back joyous times in my life, or very important times in my life. It's like a diary that only I really know about. But that's the other thing about this community that you've stumbled across now, is that we share stories. And it's the stories of what makes music special to us that makes this such a wonderful place to hang out. And Now Spinning Magazine has no hate in it. This is a place that thrives on kindness and being a light in the darkness. It is respite from the current news situation wherever you are in the world. And it is a community. And those of you, so many of you have commented, whether you're in the Facebook group, the WhatsApp group, or on this YouTube channel, if you're watching this now, when you look at all the comments across any videos, there's no hate, there's no trolls. I do kind of moderate the comments initially, not on all the videos, but on some of them. So your comment might not appear straight away, and you're thinking that because I'm working behind the scenes, getting rid of all the negativity. There's hardly any. It's probably one comment or one every 2 months. I think it's because people come in, read the room and think, this isn't going to work here, and move on. Because I want this to be a place where people can talk about the music they love, or be introduced to music they don't yet love, or they don't know much about, and feel safe that when they comment, that they haven't got to worry that, I'm going to get pinged in a minute because someone's going to come in and say they hate that or they don't agree with that, etc. It's too much of that. Too much of that in the world, really. And I just wanted, as many of you, those of you know me, and I know most of you don't, that the ethos of Now Spinning Magazine is a small group of people sitting in a pub on a Friday after work, having a chat about what you've discovered in the week, what you've bought, what you've found in your collection again, and talking about music, and really feeling safe to talk about anything you like. And this is all formats, all of them, and it's all genres, all of them. It's not completely specific to one genre at all. Every day is a school day. I have learned so much about music I didn't know much about, my taste in music is now as wide as it is deep. And the other thing that I love is of course there's certain types of things I don't like, I don't get yet. But what I really love, is hearing other people talk passionately about an album that I haven't got, didn't think it was for me, and they talk so passionately about it and what it means to them. It could be the same way that I talk about something that I really like, one of my top albums. And it really inspires me to think that this is how music collecting reaches us. So we are all collectors. We all love music, and we're all sharing that. It reminds me of the time before social media where I'd be out with my mates and you'd be sitting, my mates, some people supported one football team and not another. Who we voted for with different people. Didn't matter. We liked different music. Didn't matter. In some ways, social media has now made everybody throw rocks at each other if you have a different opinion. There's none of that here. This is a place for music fans, for fans who just love collecting music, no matter what it is. It's a place of discovery, and that's what I want it to be. And I've even put together our own virtual pub called the Now Spinning Arms. I mean, this is for patrons and YouTube members, but it's somewhere where twice a month we meet up and have a chat. All of us like different stuff, but it's just a really great place to hang out, really. But I want everything I cover here, and I've got loads of stuff coming up, as usual. I've got many of the favourites. I've got Music Biz Chat, where I talk about CD sales and vinyl sales, give you an overview of what's going on in the industry. The review show, which is once a month, where I pull up everything that I've recently discovered and some stuff that's been out before or something that's brand new. I do a weekly playlist that could be picking on a specific year. I'm still focusing on the 70s for that. Music and mental health, that's a really popular series. New heavy British heavy metal, cool classics with Sue, my wife, and also She Rocks with Sue, my wife. We did Kate Bush recently, and we've got Stevie Nicks coming up next. I've got a Black Sabbath special coming up. I've got a Rory Gallagher special coming up. I've got guitar riffs that changed the world, guitar solos, top 5 box sets, memories of Lemmy, interviews with Annie Haslam from Renaissance, Martin Turner from Wishbone Ash, and my 4th interview with Steve Hackett. And tons of standalone reviews as well, really big box set reviews, unboxings and reviews, but lots of features. Tons of stuff here, there is. And of course, there's a website, nowspinning.co.uk, which is full of things. And so please subscribe so you don't miss out on anything. I think that's a key thing. And I know lots of people who run YouTube stuff say that. But I know from my stats that 70% of people haven't subscribed yet. Please do, it really helps. And I know more of you are coming on board to help me on a personal level to really keep this going. This is my full-time gig. I don't do anything else. Bit of a gamble, but this is what I do. I do this, Now Spinning Magazine. And I do it because this is what I want to do. This is what I love doing. So those of you who become patrons or YouTube members, you can cancel any time. You get access to the Facebook group, so you can interact with all like-minded people, and the WhatsApp groups. There's lots of subsets like deals on vinyl and best place to buy things from, just music chit-chat, all sorts of stuff. And of course, we have merch and you get a discount on that as well. So that's the sales pitch done. But primarily this is for people of all ages, all genres, all formats. And it doesn't matter whether you've got 15 albums or 15,000. In some ways, if you have 15 albums, you're in a glorious place, because all of us who've got thousands of records will remember what I'm about to say now. Do you remember those days when you had 15 albums and you knew every single one of them back to front? And if I picked out any album off your shelf with 15 albums and said to you, what's track 3 on side 2 of this one, you'd say it automatically. You'd probably even say you engineered it and where it was recorded. You knew that. But now if it's album number 4,742, you probably can't remember when you bought it, and have you really played it for a while. But anyway, but by that I'm trying to say, it doesn't matter who you are. If you're just getting into collecting music, it's fine. And this is really important as well. Whenever I talk about stuff, if I'm talking about a classic album, because I've been around the block a bit, so I know lots of you like hearing my personal stories about growing up and the kind of stuff that I talk about, and I'm really open and honest about all the stuff I do, is that it doesn't matter if you've just discovered Led Zeppelin 2 for the first time. Don't feel embarrassed about asking about it. It must be fantastic to be in that position where you've just heard a classic album. And also, all music is new if you've never heard it before, isn't it? But there is lots of new music here, and I've got a great series coming up with Cats in Space, one of my favourite bands, where I did a face-to-face interview. As Now Spinning Magazine grows and expands, we're becoming more of a voice in the music industry. People are listening and watching what we're doing because we are a niche bunch of people who still love buying physical media. We know what we like, and so you won't hear me be negative about a musician or an album. I might, be critical on the way something has been put out or been executed in its design or conception, because as a collector, I am thinking through the eyes of collectors and how we feel about this music that means so much to us. This is our lives. This is our, as I said at the start, a curated art collection that tells our story. And yeah, we don't maybe have, some of us, many people coming around to our houses and looking through our records anymore, going around to other people's houses. And that's why another reason I started this. But now, through this community, we can share something. So, has anyone else in the world been playing Live and Kicking by West Bruce and Lang this week? And obviously I have for a feature I'm doing. Has anyone else been playing it? And that's the great thing. And for those of you who can think, what did he just say? Who are they? That's fine as well. Absolutely fine. So there's lots of stuff coming up. So thank you for stumbling across this video and this website or this YouTube channel, however you come across Now Spinning Magazine and me, Phil Aston. You're absolutely welcome. And thank you for joining me. And I look forward to getting to know you and seeing your comments and ideas, because it's great to know when I do my playlist videos what you've been playing as well. So as I started, music is the healer and the doctor. Please take care, all of you, and keep spinning those discs, whatever they are, vinyl or CD or whatever else. And I'll talk to you all very, very soon.